January 11, 2017, Ukrainian efforts to sabotage Trump backfire. Kiev officials are scrambling to make amends with the president-elect after quietly working to boost Clinton. That, quote, the article, Politico, they're not concerned. Ukrainian government officials tried to help Hillary and undermine Trump to publicly question his fitness for office. They disseminated documents implicating a top Trump aide in corruption, suggested they were investigating the matter. A Ukrainian-American operative was consulting for the DNC, met with these officials in the Ukrainian embassy in D.C. in an effort to expose ties, et cetera, to the Trump campaign, Paul Manafort, Russia. And in the end, the Ukrainian efforts had an impact in the race, helping to force Manafort's resignation, advancing the narrative, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being with us. Joining us now, Senate Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham. Senator, good to see you. Your reaction to all of this. Why would a vice president of the United States of America hold out $1 billion and say, you got 6 hours, fire that prosecutor, a Ukrainian prosecutor, or else you're not getting the $1 billion? Why would he ever do that?
I can imagine if Mike Pence did that, you might be hearing more about it. But the whistleblower investigation has been sent to the intelligence community. We'll look at all things Biden. I hope somebody outside of politics will do to the Biden team what they did to Trump. Look at it really hard and see if a crime was committed. But here's what bothers me tonight. This New York Times article about Barr talking to Australia is the beginning of an effort to it's the beginning of an effort to shut down Barr's investigation to find out how this whole thing started. And let me tell you why. I want to say on national television, Barr should be talking to Australia. He should be talking to Italy. He should be talking to the UK to find out if their intelligence services work with our intelligence services improperly to open up a counterintelligence investigation of Trump's campaign. If he's not doing that, he's not doing his job. So I'm going to write a letter to all three countries and asking them to cooperate with Barr. Now, this is a letter sent by my Democratic colleagues in May of 2018 to the Ukraine saying that if you don't cooperate with the Mueller investigation, we're going to stop our aid. So here's what I want American people to know. It's okay to cooperate with Mueller to get Trump, but it's not okay to cooperate with Barr to find out if Trump was a victim of an out-of-control intelligence operation. We're not going to have a country like that.
Senator, do you believe, as I believe, eventually the evidence will show and will probably emerge into a Durham or Durham-Barr report at some point, that high-ranking intelligence officials, not the rank-and-file people that keep us safe every day, in part, there are two issues here. They're turning the powerful tools of intelligence against the American people. But do you believe those three specific countries, Australia, Italy, Great Britain, that there was a specific outsourcing of illegal spying? In other words, they subcontracted spying that in order to circumvent American laws, they said, will you spy on this person for me? Do you believe that likely happened?
I don't know, but I know we're going to find out about that in 2 weeks, and I think Barr should be looking at that. But I want to make this point really clear. This New York Times article is an effort to stop Barr from looking at how this whole thing began in 2016 regarding the Trump campaign. What are they afraid of? This really bothers me a lot, that the left is going to try to say there's something wrong with Barr talking to Australia, Italy, and the United Kingdom. If you're worried about foreign people being involved in our elections, then you ought to be worried about Christopher Steele being hired by the Democratic Party. And here's my question. Is this whistleblower, whoever he or she may be, do they have any connection to the intelligence community, the old intelligence community that was corrupt as hell? There's CIA agents out there risking their lives. They're American patriots. But Brennan and Clapper, I am hoping and praying that somebody will look at the way the counterintelligence investigation against the Trump campaign began. Was it based on evidence that Papadopoulos was working with the Russians, or was it based on stuff coming from countries friendly to us?
You know, the president, when he was speaking with President Zelensky, which never should be leaked because no foreign leader is ever going to want to talk on a phone with our president, and we need that to happen for the safety and security. But you know, when the president says, oh, I need a favor. You know, we've had these election problems, and you guys seem to be in the center of it all. And we even have Politico outlining here that they were admitting that they helped Hillary Clinton, and they were trying to make amends for the work that they did to sabotage our elections. I thought everybody in the media cared about that oh, but it's only if it's Donald Trump. That's right. It doesn't matter if it's Hillary's dossier, and it doesn't matter. Ukraine is telling us they did it. They influenced our election, that there were Democratic operatives that went to them and colluded with them for the purpose of getting damaging information. Isn't that pretty clear in that Political article to you, sir?
Well, it's very clear. There are a couple of things that are clear. That Democrats wanted the Ukraine to work with Mueller, and if they didn't, they would cut off their aid. It's clear to me that liberals are starting an attack against Barr to shut him down from going to Italy, Australia, and the UK to find out if there was something wrong regarding opening up the investigation of the Trump campaign to begin with. If that's not a double standard, I don't know what would be. So to Attorney General Barr, you're doing the country a great service by trying to find out what happened in 2016 regarding a counterintelligence investigation of the Trump campaign. These countries should be cooperating with Barr. There's nothing wrong for Barr looking into this. As a matter of fact, it would be wrong if he didn't. So I'm a Republican senator who's going to write to these three countries urging them to cooperate with Barr.
When are we going to finally get the IG report, Senator, on FISA abuse? Because, well, it's funny, but it's not, because we know that it was an unverifiable dossier. And it's a dirty Russian dossier. You know, you think about this, Senator, you think, okay, well, they care about election interference. The Politico, right here, they talk about what Ukraine did to interfere in the 2016 election. They didn't care about Russian interference with Hillary's dirty dossier, the mob, or the Democrats. They didn't care that she screwed poor Bernie out of a primary. They didn't care that they rigged an investigation. She clearly obstructed justice. I think if I deleted subpoenaed emails, I'd be in deep, you know what. So what about the double standard in all this?
Well, what about whether or not the whistleblower, people around the whistleblower, were tied to the folks that opened up the investigation against Trump to begin with? We'll see.
All right, Senator, thank you for being with us.